Ah.
Welcome.
You
Will.
stumbled into. Where have they stumbled into?
You kill me?
You kill me. Kasia,
And Eugene.
film reviews for Reprobates.
It's you.
Yeah, we're both.
No.
Oh, damn, you were the Reprobate. As well as we. And this week, we're going to do this one fast. We want to go see a movie. That's us.
Yes, it's hot. It's Disco Interiors.
Disco Interiors, a new project.
You can find us on Bandcamp.
All right,
Oh.
right. We got a couple of our songs up back. So anyway, this is Wind River. And Wind River was, I think, late 2017. It just started to show on Netflix. A little. The early stage premise. My daughter started telling me what the movie was about, and then she said, "It sucks. Don't see it." Okay, I listened to my kids. However, friends of ours said it's great. You should see it. So it's 1-for-1 between it sucks and it's great. So at one point, one of our friends who actually watches the show said, "You know what? You should really watch this movie to see, Jeremy Renner do Jeremy Renner, because I think he will dig it and you could talk about it on your show." And we said, "Well, fuck, like Voltaire said, Voltaire the racist said, yeah, he was as a man of his time though. If he said the same stuff later that annoys me now in public, people would have been like, and Negroes and animals, and what? That's not news." So, but anyway,
It was a different time.
That's what I said. It was a different time.
Voltaire was okay.
Yeah, well, for Candide, for no other reason
Like,
than
I believe
Candide.
you could actually explain him if you would mention, you would say, "Sorry, man."
Yeah,
I was wrong.
yeah, maybe. But I mentioned him because I like it. If Dr. Pangloss says it is so, then it must be so. And so we took the words of our friends and watched the movie.
Yeah, and the movie is pretty much about what is it happening. It's a Native American
Wyoming.
reserve in Wyoming, and there's snow and it's white and cold, and it's a movie about courageous white people saving dummy Native Americans from themselves, pretty much.
Yeah.
If I had to put this movie in one sentence, that would be it.
And you know what? A friend of ours, actually the Oxbow's bass player, had told me at one point, "You've got daughters, you should take them to see The Princess Bride." And The Princess Bride is a perfectly good movie with females and starring roles, strong females and starring roles, not typically Disney dreck where help, I need a man to save me. But I said to him, "Hey, how many black people are in that movie?" And he kind of rolled his eyes like, "Oh God, what are you?" But it's like, you do realize that you have a black friend, don't you? That's me. You realize, as long as I hang out with Oxbow, I don't have any black friends in Oxbow because I'm the only black guy in Oxbow. You think I want my media, my discretionary time filled up with that same stuff? Come on, I'd like to see people who have the same kind of agency I have. That's not the point. But in this movie, it is kind of the point. I mean, we're supposed to be having some sort of Native American experience. I don't know.
Almost every single Native American in this movie is a drunk or drug addict or fuck up.
Or a victim.
Yeah, actually all the women except all the women there who are Native American are victims, including the main character's ex-wife, who's a victim of some kind. She lost her daughter to,
Right, and then the cops that are supposed to be somehow agents of change, the Native American cops, are they have this fun fact that many Native American women go missing and they're never found out. So we go, look, okay, you're a sovereign nation, these are your cops. I mean, look, everything that's produced, anything that's in media, anything that's projected is a form of propaganda. It's just who's propagandizing whom and for what end. It's entertainment, yep, but it says a lot. It says a lot that with 300 people in the cast, of a general motion picture, that you can't have 5 background characters that are Chinese. Why not? Why can't you have?
Yeah.
Why did the casting agent make that decision? Okay, I don't want to get hung up on
Maybe
that.
it's because of Wyoming.
I've been to Wyoming. I've seen plenty of Native Americans in Wyoming.
Yeah, but there were Native Americans in the cast.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
But,
they weren't victims. They were running casinos, but but anyway.
Were they drunk and fuck up?
No. Even though I did meet some guy who had this great phrase about alcohol, he calls it ghost water, that's a phrase that I like. Ghost water. But anyway, so she gave a pretty good précis of what the movie was about, which is woman goes missing. Opens up with a woman running barefoot through the snow. And this movie was not unappreciated by. It won a directing prize for a film of certain regard. I've never heard of that contest, but if you win anything, it means that at least 10 people liked it. So, and it's Taylor Sheridan, the director, is was an actor on Sons of Anarchy. So he's making a big push to be taken seriously. And the only big star in it, as far as I know, was Jeremy Renner, who has made interesting choices. So for the life of me, I can't figure out why we like him as much as we do, really, except for the fact that he just doesn't seem like a movie star. I mean, Danny DeVito doesn't seem like a movie star either, but he's not a leading man. He's a character actor. It's slightly different. But, maybe he's this generation's Steve McQueen. Maybe they're going after the same kind of vibe. This I don't know. But so the movie was about a girl runs off and she dies in the snow. They find a dead body. Yeah,
and they're doing investigation what happened to her already. Then they find out that she was multiply raped and beaten, and the problem is that she was running in the snow for 6 miles bare feet, so her lungs pretty much burst from the cold air. Because it was at sub-zero temperatures. This is what happens to your body.
I don't know if you've been in Wyoming, but that could be any day in Wyoming.
But try to put your head in the fucking freezer and breathe for a while. Yeah. It sounds very pleasant.
Yeah.
I don't know why would you do that, but if you're interested, try it.
give it a try.
If you're from California and never been to a very cold place. But yeah, so they can't really pull up this event under a murder case, so they are trying to kind of go around it. And there's an FBI agent who's a woman. I remember
an intrepid white woman from the city.
Yes, from Miami or Florida, somewhere in Florida, who happened to be nearby, so they just send her there by accident, and she's absolutely unprepared for the conditions that are in Wyoming. So our main character, who's a hunter, and he's pretty much tracking.
He's a game warden.
Yeah,
which means
that's the name for it. Yeah,
he keeps people from poaching animals. He takes down sick animals or bad animals, and can analyze what's happening by sickness, disease with the animals. So that's Jeremy Renner's
character. And like
recently
during a movie, he's tracking a family of mountain lions. For reasons
they killed a bunch of livestock.
Yeah, but so this was like a kind of like a little digression of the movie. He's tracking them and tracking the killers, and
Right. And go ahead.
And I don't know, and then they discovering that there are more women missing, and the kind of everything comes out to one point. So
everything kind of points to this construction site, which I think maybe was not a construction site, but they were digging for oil. Or they're building a pipeline. So there was a security detail out by this thing. And there was a bunch of single men.
Alone in the snow. Nothing is going on.
Right, and so suspicion starts to point their way. They go to visit these guys, and spoiler alert all over this, because as they're walking to. She had a boyfriend who was in this camp, and they got a text from her. They were texting, so they want to see the boyfriend. And so as they're walking up to the trailer, the security guards, one of the cops has been in Desert Storm, so he realizes that suddenly he's being flanked. And he stops. He's like, "Why are you guys flanking us? You're flanking us. Stop it. Why are you doing it?" And of course, they're walking up to a trailer where they know they know this guy Matt, who was her boyfriend, is not there because in flashback we've seen them beat Matt to death while they rape the girl, and before they rape her, he's fighting, and they all join in to gang beat him before I guess returning to gang rape her, and she runs out through the snow, and that's how they find her. Unbeknownst to us, one of the guys, not Matt, not the dead boyfriend, is in the trailer with a high-powered rifle, assault weapon. So they realize they're being flanked. Shooting starts. A bunch of the cops, FBI woman gets shot. But Jeremy Renner, who's been out in the woods looking for these mountain lions, hears the shots, comes back and snipes these guys and saves the fucking day. Mm-hmm. There's some assumption that maybe that these guys also did in his daughter that he had with a Native American woman who was missing in a very similar circumstance. And then he goes hunting for one guy who gets loose. And it was also the guy who perpetrated the rape. So he catches him out in the woods, and then he knocks him out, or he shoots him, not hurts him, but not incapacitates him, puts him in a body bag, drags him 22 miles out to the woods, and says,
takes off his shoes and his clothes pretty much.
Yep, you're free to go. And she was very tough. That girl was very tough. She ran 6 miles in this kind of condition of snow. But you'll probably make it about 50 yards. And so the guy runs about 50 yards, starts spitting up blood as the super cold air in his lungs starts to cause his lungs to rupture, hemorrhage, and he dies. And that's the end of the movie, kind of.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And we're talking about this movie because on the Care Don't Care preview, which is a show that I do on Bloody Elbow, John Nash, the host, who works in the film industry in Los Angeles, was like, "You don't like this movie? You're crazy. This was a great movie. It was a great." I go, where do you get greatness? So we spent like 10 minutes of an MMA show talking about this movie specifically. So I figured we should address why we didn't like it, because we didn't like it.
Well, I kind of addressed it at the beginning, why it was the first part who kind of like disgusted me at the beginning, was that it was pretty much a movie about great white people saving poor, stupid Native Americans who can't handle their fucking business. They just can't, because they're so, I don't know.
Well, in the case of the woman's brother, he was a vicious, violent drug addict.
Yes, yeah. He was suffering that he lost his sister, but he also couldn't help it. He was just a fucking junkie. And the other thing that was, I just couldn't get over it for the whole movie from the beginning to the end. We were like trying, we always like have this rule that we're giving a movie 10 minutes, and when it's not getting better, we're just stopping. But this one, we really wanted to talk about it, so we just watched it till the end, the whole movie. But whoever was writing the dialogues failed miserably. It was just, I just couldn't stand it.
How worthy. I mean, had the circumstance been different, I would have been laughing. Had I been smoked a bunch of weed before doing it, we would have been laughing our asses off, because it was like every threadbare cliche connected to Wyoming, country people, city people, Native Americans, and so on. It was just, or the angry wife trope. Like, for once, could I see a movie about a divorced guy where the wife doesn't fucking hate him?
That too, yeah.
Yeah, or for once, could we see where he doesn't miss one of his daughter's special things and disappoints everybody because he's so freaking dedicated to his job? I mean, it's like there's a nullity that's involved. Like when the red Corvette pulls up, it comes to the side, and the door opens, and the high heel stocking leg comes out. It's like, you guys who filmed that, who spent probably half a day filming that, know we've seen that 10,000 fucking times. If I told you a joke 10,000 times in a row, how many times would it stop before you stopped laughing? 3. I bet you 3 you would stop. Maybe 2 if you're impatient. We've seen it too much. These lines of writing.
I'm not even. Yeah, the writing was bad, and the dialogues were just horrible. Like that movie could be saved. Even the cliche, writing, the whole script. It was a cliche. The whole story was a kind of a cliche. But
give you an example. So the intrepid FBI woman, which was shades and shadows of Starice Clary, or what is it, the Jodie Foster's character from
Right.
Clarice from
Who remembers? I'm sorry.
Silence of the Lambs. She gets shot. She's laying under this trailer, and she's like, "Oh, he goes, you did good out there," and she goes, "You saved me." He goes, "You saved yourself." When I think about the fact that whoever wrote that made more money than I've made the last 5 years, I want to murder somebody.
Or I think the first time when I kind of felt a little bit like I vomited a little bit in my own mouth was when he's talking to the girl's brother in the car, and whatever I just kind of blocked it, whatever he said, but it was like, have you ever?
Yeah.
What was it?
Every day. You know what it's like or when he punches a guy in the face because he's like, and you know what it's like to lose somebody every day. That's from Point Break.
It's just like,
hey man, you surf every day.
No, do you ever feel? Do you even know how it feels when you like explode inside? Something it was so bad.
Have you ever had somebody who's really stupid try to be really deep?
Now, that was it. I'm not saying. And if it was intentional, that would be perfect.
Yeah,
but it wasn't.
We all have access to the deeper senses of mystery of life lived beyond ourselves, right? So you don't have to be smart to have a deep sense of the mystery and the wonder of the universe. It's in expressing it that gets a little bit strange, And I have to say, if we were having a heart-to-heart with somebody and they say, you even know what it feels to wake up and you want to explode inside, I would have to struggle to keep from busting out laughing right in their fucking faces. Unless
you're like high on acid, you might pull that conversation.
Yeah, correct. Or you're a college freshman. That's also. So I don't know. I think that people, if you ever want to watch a really interesting takedown on media, go back and rewatch Jiminy Glick. Martin Short is Jiminy Glick. Yeah. And he's always telling the people, have you seen the movie? No. I've seen clips. I've heard. I have to assume to a certain degree in Hollywood that they didn't really watch the movie. They heard Jeremy Renner, Native American, great natural scenery. People are like, I got you. Sounds like an 8. Well, not in my book, bro. We had to sit through 2 hours at smack. Sorry.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Like, this movie could be saved.
If the acting was fine.
If they would hire a good writer to write the dialogues.
Yep.
Like, for example, man that I because he was a good writer.
Yeah. That's right.
No, like if the dialogues were okay in this movie, it could be saved. But they weren't.
Acting was fine.
Yeah.
Acting was fine. I mean, some actors would get some of those lines and be like, this sucks. What about I say, Brando would say, I'm not going to say that. I'll come up with something else. But the writing was bad. And I'm purposely not looking at my phone to see who wrote it because I think Taylor Sheridan.
Because you don't care.
No, Taylor Sheridan might have written it himself. And, he seems like a handsome guy. He was an actor on a TV show. And I love when handsome people try to get deep because he's tired of people. I'm tired of people valuing me for my looks. It's like, oh, really? Let's talk to some homeless people to see how that feels. You just stop it. Enjoy the looks while you got them. But this deep thing, not working for you at all. So that's the take on Wind River. I'd like to try to give you something fair and balanced where we look at the merits. Well, the merits were the scenery was great. Mm-hmm. The filmmaking was competent, and the acting wasn't bad.
Wasn't bad at all.
And I have to say, even the story was kind of kludgy.
Yeah.
But the big killer in my mind was the howl-worthy dialogue. Terrible. Yeah, Leonard Pimp Garnell would say it best. Nah, that wasn't very good now, was it? So, you ready for the ranking?
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
Because we're going to another movie that we're hoping is a good movie.
Yeah, we're going to kind of like purify ourselves in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
Okay, so we're going to do our rankings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Ah!
So she's from Europe. So this was one of the central conceits of
You can
Inglorious
automatically.
Inglorious Bastards. It just automatically did it.
Yeah.
She, without thinking, says 3 is this.
And it is. It's 1, 2, 3.
And without even thinking, I did it American style. 3. How many fish do you want? Give me 3.
Yeah.
How many orders of French fries? I'll take 3.
So you're starting from like 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, we don't do the metric system either.
I can't even do that.
3. So that's I think that's probably the lowest ranking movie that we've ever had.
Yeah, and it's not that horrible. Like, you can watch it, but why would you do that? There's so many better movies out there.
So sorry, I would like to have given more than 20 minutes to this, but you know.
Well, some people find it deep and great, and
we've already given it 10 more minutes, and we should have given it in the first place. So
I don't know, like, watch whatever you feel about, just watch it.
It doesn't mean you're a dumbass for enjoying it.
No, absolutely not. It's just our opinion. I just hated. I hated the
dialogue. If you're one of those people who watches movies and you talk, you got your friends over, you talk, you'll love this movie. If you're one of those people like me who's like this, and you're actually paying attention, you will not love this movie. So anyway, that's it.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week.
Let us know what you think. We're always actually curious what you think about the movies we're talking about. Yep. And
we're probably, unless we're interfered with, probably going to talk about the movie we're seeing tonight, next week's show. And it's a big blockbuster. So you don't have to worry about us getting too esoteric, even though Wind River wasn't really esoteric.
It's time to finish.
Yeah, there you go. I've trained myself not to lean too far back. Anyway, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.